This week, I'm making a marbled porcelain tumbler using a mix of black, gray, and teal clay. These colors ended up working quite well together. I'll show you the entire process from beginning to end over the course of this video. I begin by combining a black mason stain with water. Dissolving this powdered pigment in water first helps to ensure the stain gets completely blended into the clay body. If you skip this step, there's a chance that small specks of pigment will show up in the final piece. After the stain has a few minutes to soak in, I wedge the clay to evenly incorporate the stain throughout the body. To create gray porcelain, I take a small portion of the black clay and wedge it into a larger block that's unstained. After a few minutes of wedging, the two colors completely blend together. For gray ready, I weigh out teal, gray, and black portions of clay until they reach about 0.7 pounds. These are stacked in layers and pressed together into a block. It's important in this step not to wedge them too much, as that would quickly cause the marbled pattern to disappear. I quickly center the clay on the wheel and cone it up and down a few times. This aligns the particles and gently compresses the layers so they respond evenly during throwing. I flatten the piece to compress the base, then start pulling the walls upward with steady pressure from the base to the rim. It's difficult to see much of the marbling at this stage, as the surface is coated in a thin layer of slit. Once the exterior form is shaped, I use a metal rib to scrape away some of the slip, starting to reveal the pattern underneath. After a night of drying, the pieces have turned leather hard, a stage where the clay isn't soft enough to easily retain fingerprints and is firm enough to exert a decent amount of pressure without fear of deforming the shape. I flip the piece upside down and secure it with a trimming spinner, which holds it steady and applies downward pressure onto the rim. I begin with trimming the base, using a tungsten carbide trimming tool to shape a shallow foot ring. This 7-shaped trimming tool is perfect for defining a nice clean edge where the foot meets the upper walls. With the outside of the base defined, I start trimming the walls of the piece. As the ribbons of clay peel away, the marbled pattern begins to appear, sharp lines of teal, gray, and black. To create the foot ring, I start by firmly pressing down the piece with my outside fingers, and draw this 7-shaped tool from the center to the outside, being careful not to carve too deeply at first. It's somewhat mesmerizing to see the pattern on the bottom come through at this stage. Lastly, I carve a slight angle on the edge of the foot, which helps to ensure the piece won't cause scratches on any surface it's placed on. This set of 4 pieces just came out of their first bisque firing, which turns the raw clay into ceramic, while leaving it porous enough to soak up the glaze. I start by pouring a clear glaze on the inside of the piece, being careful to ensure it evenly coats the surface. Then I quickly dip the rim in the same clear glaze, just enough to cover where your mouth will eventually touch the surface. After a few days, these pieces go into their final cone 6 firing, where the kiln reaches a maximum temperature of 2200 degrees Fahrenheit. When the kiln cools, the porcelain is fully vitrified, watertight, and ready to be finished. A light wet sanding removes any roughness, and I spend extra time on the base to ensure this piece won't scratch any soft wood it's sitting on. I hope you enjoyed watching this process, and if you're interested in purchasing a piece, I announce all my sales via a newsletter you can find on my website. Lastly, it would mean a lot if you subscribe to this channel. I hope to keep more videos like this coming over the next several months. Thanks for watching.